Ladies and gentlemen, if you woke up this morning feeling tired and you went to bed last night tired and you spent the whole day tired, let me tell you something. You're not just tired in your body, you're tired in your mind, in your spirit, and in your purpose. See, exhaustion isn't always about how much you do. A lot of times, it's about how much you're doing that doesn't belong to you. Some of you are tired because you're carrying burdens that aren't even yours to carry. Some of you are tired because you're fighting battles that don't match your assignment. And some of you, you're tired because you're living small when you were built big. You want more out of your life, but you haven't given yourself permission to pursue it. And let me tell you something, nothing drains your energy faster than living a life beneath your potential. You're tired because you're ignoring your gift. You're tired because you keep saying yes to things that block your blessing. You're tired because you're surrounded by people who drain your spirit instead of fueling it. Your fatigue is a message. It's your soul saying, hey, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for better. I'm ready for the life we were designed to live. And the moment you start walking toward your purpose, the moment you start honoring your gift, the moment you cut off everything that doesn't grow you, your energy comes back, your joy comes back, your fire comes back. You are not meant to live life exhausted. You are meant to live life charged, purposeful, and on assignment. So today, stop blaming your body for what your spirit has been trying to tell you. You're not tired. You're unaligned. Get aligned and your strength will return. Let's talk about why you feel tired all the time. Now, most people think being tired just means you didn't get enough sleep, or maybe you worked too hard, or maybe you stayed up too late binge watching TV. But I'm here to tell you, if you're always tired, it's not just your body that's weary. Your mind is exhausted, your spirit is drained, and your soul is begging you for relief. That's right. That fatigue you feel isn't just about the hours you spent on your feet. It's about the mental weight you carry, the emotional battles you fight, and the spiritual disconnect that has been quietly sapping your energy. See, the mind has this sneaky way of burning through your energy without you even realizing it. Every worry you carry, every anxious thought that whispers in your ear at 2 a.m, every regret from the past and fear of the future, it all takes power. You may look fine on the outside, but inside your brain is running in circles, spinning so fast that your body can't keep up. You're physically moving, yes, but mentally. Mentally, you're running a marathon every single day without ever leaving your couch. You're mentally tired before you even step out the door. And that's not just normal stress. That's your mind saying, we need a break, we need clarity, we need focus. Then comes the emotional exhaustion. Life has a way of piling things on. Relationships that drain, responsibilities that overwhelm, negativity that clings. And when your emotions are constantly in a state of tension, worrying about what people think, trying to prove yourself, comparing your life to everybody else's, you are hemorrhaging energy. Your body is tired because your heart and your mind have been in overdrive for years. Emotional exhaustion is sneaky because it disguises itself as physical tiredness. You may think you just need a nap, but what you really need is a release, a reset, a moment to acknowledge your feelings and let yourself off the hook. And don't forget the spiritual exhaustion, the one that creeps up quietly but leaves the deepest wear and tear. You can be living life on autopilot, going through the motions, doing the things that look right but feel hollow. When your life is out of alignment with your true purpose, you feel drained, even when everything looks fine on paper. You wake up, you work, you come home, you sleep, and it's like your soul is screaming, this is not it. There is more for you. That disconnect between what you're doing and who you were made to be steals your energy faster than anything else. It's like running a car on empty. You keep trying to make it go, but the engine is already failing. Here's the thing, your tiredness is a signal, not just a problem. It's your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit all sending the same message, something is out of balance. You're not just physically tired, you're carrying mental clutter, emotional baggage, and spiritual misalignment that all drain your energy. And until you start addressing those areas, until you start giving your mind clarity, your emotions peace, and your spirit purpose, you're going to keep feeling that bone deep weariness. The good news is that you don't have to live like this. Once you recognize that your exhaustion isn't just physical, you can start taking steps to restore energy at every level. You can learn to quiet your mind, release emotional tension, and reconnect with your purpose. That's when the tiredness begins to lift and you start to feel alive again, not just surviving, but truly thriving. A lot of people are tired because they're carrying weight that was never theirs to carry in the first place. And I'm not talking about the weight of hard work, the kind that comes from grinding toward your dreams. I'm talking about the weight of other people's problems, expectations, and opinions. Every time you take on something that doesn't belong to you, you're draining your energy. Every time you try to fix someone else's life, justify someone else's choices, or prove yourself to someone who doesn't even matter in your story, you're spending energy that you can never get back. Think about it for a second. How often do you worry about things you can't control? How often do you stress over relationships, finances, or decisions that aren't even yours to make? You wake up in the morning, and instead of focusing on your own purpose, you're trying to carry the burden of everyone else around you. And the crazy thing is, most of us do it willingly, thinking, I have to help them. I have to fix this. I have to make sure everything works out. But here's the truth. If it's not yours, it's not yours. And carrying it will wear you out faster than anything else in life. I see people all the time running themselves ragged, trying to meet the expectations of their families, their friends, their coworkers, and even strangers on social media. They bend over backward to be what everyone else wants them to be, trying to live a life that isn't theirs. And after a while, their bodies give out, their minds snap, and their spirits start to wither. You think you're just tired, but what you're really feeling is the exhaustion of living someone else's life while forgetting your own. And don't get me wrong, helping people isn't the problem. Supporting your loved ones, mentoring someone younger, lending a hand when you can, that's noble. But when helping others starts to replace focusing on your own life, your own dreams, your own purpose, it becomes a trap. You begin to drain your own resources, and at the end of the day, there's nothing left for you. And let me tell you something else. Nobody is going to do the work of your life for you. Nobody is going to walk your path, carry your dreams, or fulfill your purpose except you. This is why boundaries are so important. You've got to learn to say no without guilt. You've got to recognize when a problem is someone else's to solve, not yours. You've got to stop apologizing for putting yourself first. Energy is a limited resource, and if you keep giving it away to things that aren't yours, there will be nothing left to invest in your own growth. And I promise you, the world will keep turning without you trying to fix every little thing. The people around you will figure it out. But if you keep trying to carry it all, you'll never have the strength to carry yourself forward. So next time you feel exhausted, ask yourself, am I tired because I'm overworked, or am I tired because I've been carrying something that isn't mine? Most of the time, the answer is the latter. You've been taking on the weight of other people's lives, trying to control what you can't control, and sacrificing your energy in the process. Let it go. Stop carrying other people's burdens. Stop trying to prove yourself to the world. Focus on your own life, your own goals, your own purpose. When you do that, you'll realize something amazing. Your energy comes back, your clarity returns, and for the first time in a long time, you feel alive again. One of the biggest reasons people are tired all the time is because they are living below their potential. Now, let me be clear. This isn't just about working harder or being more productive. No, it's about the fact that you were built for more than what you're giving yourself. You were created with gifts, talents, and abilities that are waiting to be unleashed. And when you ignore them, it drains you in a way that sleep or rest can never fix. Think about it. When you are doing something that doesn't challenge you, doesn't excite you, and doesn't stretch your mind or heart, every day feels heavy. You're not living, you're just existing. And existing is exhausting. See, your body and mind were not made for mediocrity. They were made for growth, for progress, for purpose. When you ignore your potential, when you settle for good enough, instead of striving for greatness, you start to feel tired because your soul knows it's not being fed. It's like trying to run a high-performance car on low-grade fuel. You can move, you can function, but you're not running at the speed or power you were designed for. That's what living below your potential feels like, constantly underpowered, constantly frustrated, constantly drained. Many people stay in comfort zones because it's easier, because it's safe, because stepping up feels scary, and that's understandable. Fear is real, but fear is also exhausting. Living small requires constant justification. You spend your days convincing yourself why you can't do more, why you shouldn't aim higher, why your dreams are too big. And that internal dialogue, it wears you down. It's mentally exhausting to talk yourself out of your own potential every single day. The energy that could have fueled your growth is wasted on self-doubt and excuses. And let me tell you something else. When you're not living up to your potential, life starts to feel heavy in ways that are hard to explain. You might feel restless, bored, or even hopeless without knowing why. You look around and see others moving forward, achieving their dreams, and you wonder why it isn't you. That comparison eats at your energy too. Because deep down, your soul is screaming, I could be doing more. I was meant for more. Ignoring that call doesn't make it go away. It only makes you more tired. The crazy thing is, stepping into your potential isn't about doing more than everyone else. It's about doing the right things that align with who you are, the things that light a fire in your heart, the things that make you feel alive. When you operate in your gift, when you pursue your purpose, you don't feel tired in the same way. You might work harder, yes, but that kind of effort energizes you. That kind of effort fuels your spirit because you're finally living the life you were designed to live. So every time you feel drained, ask yourself, am I exhausted because I'm overworking, or am I exhausted because I'm underliving? Most of the time, the truth is clear. Your energy has been stolen not by what you do, but by what you're not doing, by ignoring the gifts and talents that were given to you. Stop settling for okay. Stop living beneath what you were created to achieve. Step up, step out, and start living at the level you were meant for. The moment you do, the fatigue starts to fade, and your life begins to move with the energy, purpose, and excitement that you were always meant to feel. A lot of people are walking around feeling tired, exhausted, and completely drained, and they don't realize why. It's not just the work, the bills, the responsibilities. It's because they are ignoring their gift, ignoring their purpose, and in the process, they are draining the one thing that was meant to fuel them. You see, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, gave you something unique, something that no one else in the world can do the way you can do it. Something that when you step into it makes you feel alive, makes you feel energized, makes you feel like you can conquer the world. But too many people don't step into it. They bury it, hide it, or ignore it. And that's why you feel so tired. That's why you wake up each day with a heaviness in your chest, like something is missing, like you're moving through molasses. When you ignore your gift, your soul is starved. It's like having a fire inside you but refusing to feed it. You try to fuel yourself with money, comfort, or approval from others. But none of that works because those things are temporary. They can't give you the sustained energy that comes from doing what you were born to do. Your gift is your energy. Your purpose is your spark. And when you ignore them, you are basically walking around with a battery that's been unplugged from the outlet. No matter how much sleep you get, no matter how much food you eat, no matter how many vacations you take, you're going to feel drained because the true source of your energy is not being used. Let me give you a simple example. You might be working a 9 to 5 job that pays the bills. And yes, it's comfortable. But inside of you is a talent, a skill, or a passion that is dying to come out. Maybe you're a musician, an artist, a leader, a speaker, or a healer. Every day you ignore that part of yourself. Your life force is slowly leaking out. You're tired because you are trying to live in someone else's box, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you, and denying the very thing that was put inside of you to thrive. And here's the thing, your gift and your purpose aren't just about you. They were put inside of you to impact the world, to help others, to leave a mark. When you ignore that, not only do you drain yourself, but you also deny others the blessing of your presence, your talent, and your contribution. That's heavy. That weight builds up inside of you and leaves you feeling exhausted, frustrated, and even resentful. But the moment you start acknowledging your gift, the moment you start taking steps to use it, even in small ways, the energy begins to return. It's like the sun coming out after a long storm. You feel alive again because your life is being fueled by the thing that was always meant to power it. So here's the truth, your gift is your energy. Your purpose is your fuel. And the moment you start ignoring it less and honoring it more, you begin to feel alive, awake, and unstoppable. The fatigue disappears because you're no longer trying to live a life that's not yours. You're no longer pouring your energy into things that drain you. Instead, you're pouring into the one thing that brings it back tenfold. That's the power of stepping into your gift, stepping into your purpose, and finally living the life you were designed to live. One of the biggest energy killers in life isn't your job. It isn't your responsibilities. It isn't even your own doubts. No, One of the fastest ways to feel drained, tired, and completely exhausted is by surrounding yourself with the wrong people and saying yes to the wrong commitments. You see, every person you allow in your space has an effect on your energy. Every commitment you take on, every obligation you accept, every yes you give that doesn't align with your purpose is like taking a little bit of your life force and handing it to someone else. And after a while, you wake up one day wondering why you feel so empty, so heavy, so done. Let's talk about people first. You've got energy vampires in your life, people who complain nonstop, people who gossip, people who criticize, people who want to pull you down so they don't feel so small. And here's the thing, they don't even know they're doing it half the time. But every moment you spend with them, every conversation, every interaction, you're giving away your energy, you're giving away the focus, the joy, the drive that was meant for your dreams. And most of the time we do it willingly because we care or we feel obligated or we're afraid of confrontation. But caring too much about the wrong people can leave you depleted, frustrated, and tired in ways that sleep or food can't fix. And then there are the wrong commitments. Oh yes, the sure I'll do it. Commitments, the projects you don't really want to be a part of. The favors you agreed to because you felt guilty or didn't want to disappoint anyone. Every time you take on something that isn't yours, something that doesn't align with your purpose, you're borrowing energy from your future self and giving it to someone else. And that energy never comes back. It's gone. You might think it's harmless, but over time, it builds up like clutter in your mind, your heart, and your schedule. And before you know it, you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and wondering why your life feels heavier than everyone else's. Here's the thing, your energy is precious. It's limited. You only have so much of it in a day, and where you put it matters. Surround yourself with people who lift you, inspire you, and challenge you to be better. Say yes only to commitments that align with your goals, your purpose, and your values. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Because if you're constantly giving your energy to the wrong people, the wrong projects, and the wrong situations, you won't have anything left to pour into the life that was meant for you. And let me tell you something else, setting boundaries isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. People push back. People will question you. People will get upset when you finally start protecting your time, your space, and your energy. But that's okay. Your life isn't meant to be lived to please everyone else. It's meant to be lived in alignment with your purpose, your gifts, and your vision. And the moment you start making choices based on your own energy, your own goals, your own dreams, you'll notice a shift. You'll notice that the fatigue starts to lift. You'll notice that your mind clears. You'll notice that you finally have the strength and focus to move forward, pursue your dreams, and live the life you were designed to live. So if you feel constantly drained, take a hard look at who you're letting in your space and what you're agreeing to. Ask yourself, is this person lifting me up? Or are they draining me? Is this commitment helping me grow? Or is it holding me back? Your energy is your most valuable resource, and protecting it is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. Because the right people and the right commitments will fuel you, but the wrong ones, they will drain you every single time, no matter how hard you try. One of the most powerful truths about life is this real energy, the kind that fuels your body, your mind, and your spirit, doesn't come from coffee, naps, or weekend getaways. Real energy comes from living in alignment with your purpose. And I don't just mean knowing your purpose. I mean actually stepping into it, honoring it, and letting it guide every decision you make. Because when your life is out of alignment, everything feels heavy. Every task feels like a chore. Every day feels like a struggle. You feel tired all the time, not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, but because you're not living the life that was meant to fuel you. Think about it, when you're doing what you were made to do, everything changes. Even hard work doesn't feel like work. Challenges don't feel overwhelming, they feel like opportunities. And the energy that once felt lost, the motivation that seemed gone, it starts to return. You wake up feeling excited. You go to bed feeling fulfilled. You look at your life and realize that what you're doing actually matters, not just to you, but to the world. That's the difference between existing and truly living. Alignment isn't about perfection. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about making choices that honor who you are, what you were created for, and the unique gifts that only you bring to the table. It's about saying yes to the things that move you closer to your purpose and saying no to the things that pull you away. Every decision you make either aligns you with your purpose or takes you further from it. And when you're constantly living in ways that pull you away from your purpose, you're always going to feel tired, frustrated, and drained no matter how much sleep you get or how many breaks you take. Here's the beauty of alignment. Once you start living in it, your energy multiplies. It's like flipping a switch in your soul. Tasks that once felt exhausting now feel manageable. Problems that once seemed impossible now feel like challenges you can tackle. Even your relationships start to shift because when you're living in alignment with your purpose, you attract the right people, the people who support your vision, and you naturally distance yourself from the ones who drain your energy. Your focus sharpens, your clarity increases, and the fatigue that weighed you down starts to lift. The truth is, energy isn't something you chase. It's something that flows naturally when you're living in the right direction. You don't have to force motivation or try to manufacture passion. When your life matches your purpose, your body, mind, and spirit all start to work together. You start to feel alive in a way you never felt before. And that energy isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. It carries you through challenges, fuels your dreams, and gives you the stamina to pursue the life you've always imagined. So if you've been walking around feeling tired, drained, or stuck, take a hard look at your life. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my purpose, or am I just going through the motions? Most of the time, your exhaustion is trying to tell you something. It's your soul saying, stop living small. Step into the life you were made for. Align yourself with your purpose and watch what happens. Because when you do, you don't just get your energy back. You get your life back. You get clarity, joy, and the unstoppable drive that comes from finally living as you were meant to live. That's the kind of energy that lasts. That's the kind of energy that changes everything.